So the Dragon Prince Season 4 came out. Why is this not... Oh. Maybe. Aha! I think this fixed it. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what I did. I deleted the audio source, and then I re-added it back in. And I think that fixed things. Alright, can I turn the nice beats back on now? All right, cool. Alrighty, everything seems to be working now. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Yes, 𝐀𝐧𝐝, I am so here for that. Alright, so like the real question is, no, okay, so I saw a lot of people in, I've been kind of like keeping my ear open for people's conversation about the Dragon Prince Season 4, especially the negative stuff, because I quite liked it a lot, but I'm really curious, like, a lot of people really didn't care for it, and I'm curious about why that is. I know a lot of people, if you listen to their arguments, they'll keep saying the word time. They wasted time. They spent so much time. So I think a lot of people's issue with the 𝐁𝐼A storyline in Season 4 kind of boils down to, like, they wished that they would have that extra time back to progress the Dragon Gang story a little bit further. And you know, that's a valid thing, but I don't think it's a big deal. You know, I think, you know, we have 9 episodes. The show, I looked at it in my editor the other day. I added all the episodes in to my editor, and then I cut the credits, the beginning and end credits, and I think I ended up with like 3 hours and like 19 minutes, I think, of the Dragon Prince. So, like, you know, it's not that much of a show. To put that into perspective, I think the first season of Avatar: The Last Airbender is about 7 or 8 hours long, I think. So it's about half. It might be, oh man, it might be less than half of that. I don't know. I've never actually gone in and like cropped the credits out of the Avatar: The Last Airbender show for comparisons. Kelsey says my beats are nice. Well, thank you, Kelsey. I appreciate that. And hi, KC Scapegoat. Oh my gosh, astronaut. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm gonna keep trying it. No matter, I'm gonna say your name, no matter how many times it makes me look stupid. Let's see, Astrontasy, right? Something like that. Yeah. So you thought that I see you said it was pretty bland in GL. Are you talking about Season 4 as a whole, or just like the 𝐁𝐼A storyline? Bland. That is an interesting word to use. I did find myself personally not like it's like once we reached the end of the season, I was not like excited. You know what I mean? Like, we got to the end of Season 4 and we wrapped up, the credits rolled, and I was just like, cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it was yeah. Casey says I think it needed more episodes, maybe just 1 or 2 similar to Keep Up. Yeah, man, I was really feeling those. Like, you can really tell, like how short, you can feel how short the show is. I saw a what's it called? Somebody was talking about that, and they were talking about how like half the show was dedicated to the 𝐁𝐼A storyline, and that's technically not true. Me and some other YouTubers, we actually looked it up, and we actually did the math, and it's actually the shortest storyline in the show is the whole 𝐁𝐼A storyline. But I do know what people mean, because like even if we were spending like 9 20-minute episodes with the main heroes, we still wouldn't have gotten very far in that amount of time. Scapegoat says, I wish the dynamic between Callum and Erebos was longer. Yes, longer. That's another word I see people bring out, or longer, or they say something like more. And like basically I think what a lot of people are saying, whether they fully realize it or not, deep down, people just felt it was just not enough after the wait. And I think it's fair, it's valid to feel that way. It's 9 episodes. Yeah, so it's pretty short, and it is just the start of another thing. So yeah, like, you know, it's like if we were watching The Lion King, and the movie ended after, like, Lion King spoilers, I guess, and if it ended after Mufasa saved Simba from the hyenas, so like it would be weird, right? We'd be like, well, what was the point of all that stuff with Scar? He didn't do anything. And, like, why even introduce the romance with Nala if that's not going to go anywhere? But, you know, it's because we couldn't see, you know, Act 2 and 3 coming yet. And I think a lot of people's complaints about this season are going to be not really addressed, but, like, more fulfilled. Like, in the end, they're going to just kind of, like, come to fruition. Like, I don't think the writers have to change much, like, of what they're already planning to do. They're just going to fulfill what they've kind of set up that right now feels kind of hollow because, like I said, it's just the beginning and we don't have the perspective to see how important the Jemiah storyline is going to be and stuff like that. Astrontasis, you know who you are. You said I was talking about Raylan when I said Blanche. Yeah, they went a really interesting direction with Raylan this season. I kind of wish it was a little bit more dramatic. I wish that Callum was a little bit more, either more cold to her or like more angry. You know, more emotion would have been nice. And the entire thing felt underwhelming. Yeah, I feel you, Nish. Yeah, like they, but that it's because of I truly believe that pretty much almost all the criticisms that people are leveling at the show right now, all pretty much, if you just get into the heart of what they're complaining about, is that the show was too short. It was too short. I think that's what most people are complaining about if you get to the meat of what they're talking about. I agree, everything seems so fast, like there was a lot of payoff without setup. Yeah, you know, speaking of payoff without setup, you know what I thought was really weird? And we were talking about this on the my Discord server, the Beautiful Dragon People Discord. We were talking about this the other day, where basically it was weird how at the end of the season, Rayla is going to leave Callum again to go after Viren and Claudia, and he's like, I know. And it's like, so like, it's kind of like, it feels like a culmination of like a character moment where basically he's learned to let Rayla go. But I'm like, was that his journey this season? Because like, I don't think that was really set up like at all. So when that happened, I was just like, oh, that's kind of underwhelming. But again, who knows? Maybe that is going to be elaborated in the next 2 seasons, and like, the weirdness of it is only because I don't know what their dynamic is going to be in season 5 and 6. Scapegoat says Lion King 2 was good though. It was, you know, I think it might be the only good like straight to VHS Disney sequel. Some of them I guess are okay. Some people really like Little Mermaid 2. I don't love it. It's all right though. At least they tried to do something a little bit like I wanted to say a little bit different, but they really do just kind of like start to remake the first movie, don't they? Casey says, I feel bad for the people who didn't read Through the Moon. They must have been so confused. Oh yeah, and I'll tell you what, like after seeing so many people complain about like they broke up Raylan in a graphic novel. They broke up Raylan in a graphic novel, and like this is a complaint that I've been seeing a lot on Reddit and Twitter and on YouTube. And you know what it is? Like I think that the problem is that these people, because remember the book's been out for 2 years, nobody was complaining about this until now. So I think, and you go, well, what changed? Well, what changed was I think a lot of people didn't read the graphic novel, and then when they watched season 4. They were like, wait, what? Where's Rayla? Rayla left him on his birthday? What? And so, like, yeah, they're like, wait, they broke up Rayla? Yeah, and then they were upset about it, which is fair, I suppose. You know, I think a little. I don't think the show needed to do like a full flashback of it because goodness, we do not have time for that. Like, we're already on the move. Like, we do not have time to like recap through the moon. But I think like a little explanation about from Ezran, like, why do you think Rayla left? And he goes, oh, I know why. She just couldn't accept that Viren was gone. We fought about it a lot until one night she left. That's all you need. Like 5-6 second exchange to kind of catch everybody back up. Oh, let's see. Yeah, if you didn't read Through the Moon, you would be so confused. Yes, Scapegoat. Absolutely. Like, so confused. And they don't really do a great job of if even, like, quick. Like, they do establish that Rayla left Callum. They established that at the end of episode 1 of season 4. But they never really explain why. Like, I think... Does what's his name? Does Callum ever say like she went after Viren specifically? Because I don't remember if she did. Oh, lions with one male and lots of females. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, we don't want to get into the can of worms that is Nala and Simba are cousins. I think, right? Or the cousins are like half brother and sister. Look, nature is disgusting, and on that I think we can all agree. Why is the entire chat talking about the Lion King now? That is a great question, Nish. Why is everybody talking about the Lion King? I guess it's my fault. I was the one that brought it up. It's gonna be more confusing when you watch the seasons back to back before reading Through the Moon. Like, one episode they love each other, and then one where Rayla is gone. Absolutely. Yes, I 100% agree. It is not going to play very well. I think it might not be too bad, though, because they are going to have, in episode 1 of season 4, Claudia says, you know, it's been 2 years or whatever, and then we get like the new intro with Erebos and all that stuff, and then it says episode 1 rebirth day, and we catch up, we see Callum is older, so I think it is going to be clear to people that, oh, time has passed, and there is going to be that mystery of what happened to Rayla. But the issue is that because the season is so short, they couldn't really like let us really feel the absence or build any kind of mystery with Rayla, because at the end of the second episode she's back, because like the show has got to move. Like, we've got to get on the road, we got to get the group back together, we got to get back on. We got 9 episodes, so we got to get this show on the road. I think Rayla said something about tracking Viren for 2 years and then never finding him. You know, I think you might be right. Yeah, I think she might have said something like that. But then you gotta say, well, then the people who go from like watching season 3 straight into season 4, which is gonna be most people. Like, most people are not going to know. Like, future people watching the show are not going to know to like stop at the end of season 3, go read a graphic novel, and come back. They're just gonna go. There's binging. And they're just going to go right from season 3 to season 4. And then they're going to be like, wait, tracking Veer? He's dead. Like, well, I mean, we know he's not dead, but, like, they don't know that. He fell off a mountain. They saw it. Why was she spending so much time looking for him? Hello, Bob. Good to see you. Oh, hi, Misty. In episode 3, Rayla says she was obsessed with revenge and couldn't find Veer, and that was enough information to find out what happened. Yeah, I guess so, but it doesn't really clarify like why she thinks Viren is still alive when like her and Callum saw firsthand that he fell to his death. Yeah, Kelsey, the Lion King chat was your fault. Yes, it was. You're the one who started to bring up all the weird aspects of it. I think I saw a YouTube channel years ago, maybe. I don't know. They had like a series where they would like talk about like the realistic aspects of like classic Disney movies, and like a big part of those was like that's where I learned a lot about the way that lion families work, and like how terrible like old Victorian society was and stuff like that. A lot of that I saw. But yeah, like, I guess that's kind of that. I don't know. I think that, I think that in season 5 we desperately need a fill in the gap episode or episodes, like 1 or 2 episodes, and you can do this in like in one go, where basically you have Rayla recap what she was up to during the 2 years time gap, like what specifically she was up to, where she found Stella, where she got her new clothes, and like what she was up to. And you can also have in that same episode Claudia recounting what she was up to and how she met Terry and the mission that Erebos had sent her on. And we can also get some more insight into her and Erebos' relationship, because from what I understand, she had Erebos around for the entire 2 years up until recently, right? Like, they gathered all the ingredients, then a few years before she performed the ceremony, a few days before she performed the ceremony, he went up into the cocoon that Viren was in, and then started to weave into Sparkle Puff Man. I didn't mind this time gap. I was begging for the time gap. You guys can check my videos. I really wanted a time gap. I wanted them to do a time jump because of a lot of reasons. I wanted a new status quo. I personally didn't want to watch Callum learn all these new spells. So jumping into the future, he's just learned them in between stuff. So I think that's definitely a big positive. Pazu says, I think the time gap was a good idea. However, it's hard to execute, and I think the Dragon Prince did fine with the time gap. Yeah, I agree. I think it's fine. I think my frustration with it is just that they didn't have enough time to go into it. And again, this is part 1 of a 3-part arc. So we've got season 5 and 6 are part of Mystery of Erebos, and then season 7 is going to be whatever arc of its own that's going to be. So we know for sure that the next 2 seasons are probably going to be dealing with Erebos, whether or not he's going to be the final boss or not. But my point is that in that time, we have time for them to kind of explain what was going on in that time gap. But I think that the fact that they didn't really touch on like very much of it at all is deliberate and not like an oversight of theirs. I mean, I'm sure the writers know what was happening, and that they probably are going to do a story episode like they've done before, where they're going to explain it. And of course, we've got graphic novels and books and video games, I'm sure, that are going to fill that gap as well. Let's see. Rayla spent a few months looking for Viren and the rest building up courage. Yeah. Sorry, let me finish that, Hypernova. Rayla spent a few months looking for Viren and the rest building up the courage to actually face Callum again after shattering his heart. That's so sad. I would be a little satisfied with that, to be honest, though. Like if that's what they did, if she had been hanging around Catullus for like a year and a half trying to build the courage to face Callum, but being too afraid, that would be great. I would kind of dig that. I'm not gonna lie. Like I would dig that. That's sad. It could be really cute and played for laughs. She could be human Rayla again in Catullus. So they could bring that bit back. That could actually be a lot of fun, actually. Liam, hello, Liam. Liam says, I have no idea if anyone has already asked this, but opinions on Erebos. Well, I mean, he is very, very attractive for an elf man. He's definitely going to be revealed to have some kind of like they're going to humanize him. They're going to talk about how he had a lady love who the dragons killed or something like that, who was a human or something like that, I'm sure. They're probably going to like really humanize him. Probably next season, I imagine, is when they're going to get into that. Like, they never even really got into like who Thunder was and like what his whole deal was until like season, I think, was it season 2? Yeah, like season 2 we learned a little bit more about him, and then season 3 we actually get to see him speak. So, you know, like, we didn't even get to know what his deal was besides him being like the Dragon King. So who knows? Like, we know Erebos is like, you know, star-touched elf. He's like the Illuminati, apparently. He's secretly behind all the bad things in history. Let's see. Kelsey says, Erebos was more than likely a huge comfort to Claudia. He gave her hope and bring her father back and save her family. Yes! Yeah, like, I'm sure, you know, they spent years traveling together. Like, I'm sure there's a really interesting dynamic that must have been developing in there. After a bad breakup, it is recommended to wait at least 18 months before trying to contact them again. Is that true? Is that true? Because I have not been following that myself. Pazu says, what if Rayla was human Rayla and no one caught on? Like she was in the castle as a background character. That would be so sick. Can you imagine her like awkwardly like walking around in that like that Cthulhu's armor with like the helmet on? It doesn't quite fit right because her horns get in the way. Yes, I love it. Let's see here. I feel like Claudia lost her dynamic with 𝐕RIN. Yeah, I know what you mean, and I think I know what the issue is. The issue is that 𝐕RIN is not 𝐕RIN this season. Like the strong, confident man, willing to do anything. You know, that whole aspect of his character is just gone. And it's not a mistake, it's deliberate. He is really shook up after his death. As, I mean, like, that's reasonable. So yeah, I think that's part of the issue. And since he's basically like the straight man, like he's the serious guy in their little comedy trio, and since he's barely talks, I think that's why a lot of people feel like he was kind of a joke this season, and that's because he wasn't really himself. But as teased at the end of season 4, it definitely looks like he will be. That they're coming back to strong 𝐕RIN territory, so we're gonna get that dynamic back. Let's see. There was so much potential for great emotional moments, but the execution of them just weren't done very well. Like what? Like what moment? Like what's a moment that you thought was not done very well? Let's see. Misty says, season 2, we learn about him, though the story is told by 𝐕RIN, so it's hard to say how reliable of a narrator he is. Yes! Yes! Well, the Dragon Prince loves its unreliable narrators. One of my favorite things about the show, actually. Like, in the beginning of the show, one of the first things they say is that humans destroyed the egg of the Dragon Prince. Like that's like one of the final things he says in the end of the prologue. And then yeah, 2 episodes later, that turns out not to be true. I love that kind of stuff. Do you think we will see Lissa in the show? That's a great question. I was just asking this. Where was I? I was either on the Discord or on Twitter. I was just asking about this, whether or not we were ever going to see her on the show. At this point, I don't think we will. I don't think we are going to see her, because I don't think we're going back into the human kingdoms. I think there's a very good chance that we're going to spend the rest of the series in 𝐊𝐴DIA, going from place to place to collect the plot stuff to stop Erebos. A Soren and Lissa reunion. Yeah, that would be great. That'd be great. But Soren is going to be hanging out with the Dragang, and the Dragang is going to be going after the next plot thing. So, I mean, I suppose long ago 𝐊𝐴DIA was one land, so I suppose it's possible that maybe part of the pieces of the puzzle, well, the pieces of the puzzle that we're going to need is going to be actually in what is the human kingdoms now. That would be kind of a clever little subversion. A little reminder that the land used to be one. Lissa would be a good character to introduce to the show. I completely agree that the show needs some moms. We've got Zubeia, and I think, is that it? Like, living? She might be the only living mom right now. So yeah, let's get some moms out there. Let's see, Misty says, 𝐕RIN is no longer in a kind of place of power. He has no influence of power. He's literally different to you. Yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, he's not who he once was. Hello, Tate. Terry literally lived under a rock for 2 years and had no idea about Claudia and 𝐕RIN. What? What do you mean? Like that they were like bad guys? But yeah, most of the moms are dead. Yeah. I was having to talk about this the other day with somebody. We were talking about how like the show has no moms. Yeah. We could get 𝐁𝐧𝐝 out of the coin, and there we go. That would be a new mama. That would be good. 𝐉𝐸N loves narrating though. 𝐁𝐝 stole 𝐉𝐸N's story time. Yes, that should be illegal. I love hearing Jason Simpson, the voice actor for 𝐉𝐸N. I love to hear him go on his stories. They're great. Let's see. I say that the cube is the magic suppressing. I say the cube is like the magic suppressing glove from the owl house, suppressing everyone's magic. Ooh, you mean like human magic? Like the reason humans can't do primal magic is because of the cube? Because that'd be kind of cool. Like to have it. Like I've always suspected that at some point we're going to get a revelation that that humans can and always have been able to do magic, and that the art has just kind of been lost. But having like an actual magical thing be the explanation is actually really interesting. And if Erebos is tied to the key and the key is tied to the dragons, maybe it was the dragons who sealed away humans' magical ability long ago or something like that. Then we'll have like a little subversion of the dragons used to be the bad guys. And yeah, that'd be kind of a fun idea. Let's see. Hi Ninja Pig Smash. Ninja says, I was watching season 4 with my brother after 2 years of waiting, and Bait was still the funniest character. Yes! I love Bait so much. There's that moment where, like, Stella walks past, and he's like, what the? His face is so funny in that moment. I love it. Opelli mom figure. Yeah, she's got some great maternal energy. Yeah. Hypernova X says, I wish Callum had destroyed the key of Erebos. That thing is going to be... Yeah, it's definitely going to be the One Ring of this show. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and I like the idea that he couldn't destroy it because he's too curious, which is something that Erebos had pointed out about 𝐉𝐸N, I think in the 2nd season. He said something like, oh, you won't, you're too curious. You all know what they say about curiosity. Which brings us to today's sponsor, Curiosity Streams. No, I'm just joking. Misty says, I actually wondered if Callum having the cube is what allowed him to learn sky magic. That is fascinating. That is a really interesting idea. That would make a lot of like in-universe kind of sense. Narratively, I like the idea that Callum was able to learn it because he has the understanding and the compassion and the desire to learn and understand the elves and the dragons and their ways, and that it is through that understanding that he's able to master the Arcanum. But also, you know, having an in-universe explanation, like a magical item that was the literal reason why people couldn't control the magic. That would be kind of interesting. I think it might take away a little bit from Callum's character growth, but yeah, like no, I could totally see them doing something like that. 𝐀𝐧𝐝 says the amount of information given to the I don't know what that says. In a short amount of time was a lot. Oh, the viewer in a short amount of time was a lot. Yes. I feel like Rex Igneous needed more lines. Yeah, I was so excited to meet him. He's been in my not Art of the Dragon Prince, or maybe he was. He was in Callum's spellbook. So I've been aware of him for like 2 or 3 years now, and I've been looking forward to finally meeting him. I know he was an Earth Dragon, and we all knew that season 4 was going to be Earth. So I knew we're definitely seeing him in this season, even though they never confirmed it. And then I was like, I'm so ready to meet him. Kelsey says, I think Erebos hid something from the dragons. He locked it with a key, and the Orphan Queen somehow saw him do it. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, it's the key of Erebos. It belonged to him. So I think that whenever he does end up coming back into the real world out of his magical prison, whether it's like a subdimension or something like that, it's definitely going to be something he's going to want. He's going to want that key. for whatever it is. Whatever evil thing I'm sure he's got planned. Let's see. Hypernova X says, I'm wondering if the key can only be activated by somebody who knows all the forms of primal magic, aka Erebos. Probably. I bet you that is exactly how it works, and that if he might have been the guy to make the key. It is his key, so it would make sense that if he wanted it to do something that only he could do, and he was a master of all 6 primal sources, it would make sense that that's how he would make it operate. There was a lot of exposition dumping. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That scene with Zubeia, where she's just like, "Yeah, Erebos is the Illuminati. Every bad thing that ever happened was Erebos." I'm not a fan of that. Mostly because like I see what they're going for with the whole he's whispering in people's ears aspect, but having like one guy be responsible for like all the evils in the world, it's just a little trite. What are your thoughts on Sir Sparkle Puff? Oh my gosh. Okay. So like I've been trying to write a script for this because I kind of want to do a whole video about this. It's really okay. So like people like to throw around the word plot hole a lot, and most of the time I would say when they say plot hole, it's not actually a plot hole. It's just like maybe like some kind of like minor inconsistency or something like that in the story. But I actually have a big problem with Mr. Sparkle Puff here. Okay, like Sir Sparkle Puff, like my liege Lord Sparkle Puff. Okay, so he's right. Okay, so how do I put this? Okay, so Little Bug Pal, Caterpillar version, was under Erebos' complete control. He could speak through him, he could move him. He was even able to use him to like bite a guy and then use the bite, like that touch contact, to possess that Sunfire Priest's body, right? So Erebos was able to control that thing, right? So when it crawls into the cocoon after Viren and it mutates into Sparkle Puff, now he has all of his hands, a body, a fully functioning mouth, nose, eyes, ears, a full physical body, and now all of a sudden, with no explanation, he can't talk. I thought, how come Erebos can't control him anymore, even though he was able to control him before? Like, what? Like, I know why. It's because if he could control him in that form now, then he could just cast that. He would be unstoppable, because effectively he would be returned. Like, he would be even stronger because that form isn't even his real form. So he could do even more dangerous stuff and not be in physical danger, because even if that body gets destroyed, his real body, is safe. So like, that's a thing that actually really bothers me. And it bothers me because I suspect there is no answer. There's no explanation coming for that. A lot of these things, I'm like, oh, I'm sure they'll explain that. Give them time. But this one, I don't think they're going to explain it. I think this is just a problem that that they came up with an idea for what he could turn into, and nobody stopped and thought, like, wait a minute. Couldn't Erebos just control him like he was controlling him before? And shouldn't we explain that? I think that basically what happened was that people just didn't think of that. I think that the writers didn't think about that, and that's why I think there's going to be no explanation. It's just going to be this thing that's going to bug me probably forever. Although, crap, like, man, if somebody from the show is watching this by some miracle, yeah, just write one line into the show to prove me wrong. Just be like, if he could control him before, why can't he control him now? And then Claudia's like, well, he told me about that. He said that he could only control simple life forms. There you go. I would be shut up. But I legitimately don't think we're going to even get that. Anyway, that's my rant about Sir Sparkle Puff. I think he's kind of cute in a derpy way, but it bothers me that his whole existence bothers me because I feel like Erebos should like 100% be able to control that thing. Anyway, let me get back to you guys. I was kind of like going off on a little tirade there. Guess Erebos got bored of Little Bug Pal. Hey, that explanation is better than anything that I'm sure we're probably ever gonna get in the actual show. Every time I blink, the fire in the fireplace changes directions. Trippy. Yeah, that's because I have the fire. Now you guys are all gonna see this. Thanks for ruining it for everybody, Kelsey. The fire is actually it's only about 20 seconds long, and then I have the footage copied and pasted next to it, and then I reversed the footage to create an endless loop of a smooth loop of the fire. But yeah, it does. Every 20 seconds I show the fire flames do switch directions, but I didn't think anybody was even going to notice that. Let's see. Astrontassi says it doesn't make any it really doesn't make sense. My best idea is that he lost connection with it when he went to the cocoon for whatever reason. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. That would be an explanation. I could live with that. Or maybe it's on a time limit. Maybe he could only control him for, a month or something like that. And a month after the events of the Dragon Prince, he lost control and it just became a regular bug pal. But then again, no, that doesn't make any sense because he still went into the cocoon and turned into... that doesn't make sense. Never mind. JK! Ninja Pixmaster says, I think after Viren gets his staff, he'll be able to communicate with the Erebos bug thing. That would be interesting. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. But then that also begs the question, well, he didn't need the staff before to communicate with him. And apparently he communicated with Claudia. Was Claudia using it? They could make a joke out of Little Bug Pal going out and being the body for the most powerful archmate. They could make a joke out of Little Bug Pal, Mr. Sparklepuff going from being the body for the most powerful archmate. I think I see what you're saying there. You're saying that they could have it be funny. They could have him be in this ridiculous form, but be like the most powerful being in Zadia. That could be funny. Let's see. I really hope there are non-archdragon that hate the Dragon Queen and King as well as Erebos. Yeah. Well, we definitely got a little taste of that with Rex. Rex seems to not be a big fan of him. So yeah, that definitely seems to imply to me that there's probably more of them out there. I bet you Soul Reagan probably wasn't a fan either. Misty says, Vero just needs to, he has dancing flame spells. Yeah, I just need to upcast it. I'll just upcast it up to like 5th level. That'll do the trick. Yes, Kelsey, I know you see everything. Tate says, but Erebos could control Callum. Yeah, he could control Callum just by seeing him. So like, yeah, he controls Sir Sparklepuff. Again, part of the reason that this is a really small thing, but man, like, it's probably gonna it's gonna probably end up ruining the plot of the show for me because basically we're gonna find out what Erebos' plan is. His plan to get the key to unlock the portal so that he can unleash dark magic onto the world and consume all the magical beings and become a god. We're going to get to learn about his masterful plan. I think we're going to be like, well, there was like 100 times where controlling Sir Sparklepuff would have been able to get him there like 10 times faster. Like he was right there with Callum unconscious. So imagine if he could just walked up, picked up the key of Erebos, and then just did his thing like then and there. Like that's why it bothers me so much, is because I have this like sinking feeling of dread that this is going to end up being like a major hole in the story for me. It's going to be like this big deal. Sir Caterpillar had a limited mobility but could talk. He transformed into something with a lot of mobility but the ability to communicate. And if they said that, if they offered that as an explanation, I would take it. I would take that, absolutely. Yeah, if that's what it was. I'm not saying that there's no way it doesn't make any sense ever. I'm just saying that it's never going to get explained. Like, they're never going to say that. They're never going to confirm that. Because I don't think anybody working on the show even thought about that. But then again, hey, somebody from the show watching this, prove me wrong. Throw in like one line of dialogue, and it will put my mind at ease. Erebos could control Callum. He could possess anybody, maybe moon magic or dark magic. Yeah. Yeah, like there doesn't appear to be any kind of like limitation. It did seem as though he needed line of sight on Callum in order to cast his little control spell. So I don't know if he could control Sir Sparklepuff unless he had like the ability to see him to possess him, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's see. That's true, but maybe he needs like a 25 minutes creating a spell to communicate with Sir Sparklepuff. Only they could make a decently long episode while doing a cliffhanger like they... Okay, okay, let me try that again. Maybe he needs like to spend... maybe he needs to spend 25 minutes creating a spell to communicate with Sir Sparklepuff, only so they can make a decently long episode while doing the cliffhanger thing they always do. I think you're trying to like zing the show. I do not fully understand what you're trying to say though. Let's see. The cube not only suppresses magic in humans, elves, dragons, they got all kinds of magic. That would be really interesting. Yeah. Maybe having access to that extra power is like how he's been able to become so powerful himself. Maybe it's like some kind of like long lost star elf magic thing. Why do you have to put that out? What? Viren and Erebos used their blood in the ritual. Their blood was what connected them when Viren died. The connection was... that's great. I would totally accept that. Absolutely. Yeah. If that's the explanation, I can totally roll with that. Absolutely. Yeah. Like, yeah, definitely. Yeah, some kind of like, yeah, when he died, it broke the connection. Now he can't control them anymore. I would totally accept that. Absolutely. Sir Sparklepuff is a form that's more suitable to pair with Claudia's adorable nature. Yeah, yeah. Well, I like him. He's like this goofy little guy. I really like the gross, like kind of creatures. Like I always find those guys like cuter. Like Stella kind of creeps me out. She's like a possessed Furby, but like yeah, Sir Sparklepuff I thought was pretty cute and funny. And the lizard in the hat bit, I actually really like that. Lizard in a hat. Maybe the boot in the cave is Terry's. Like he forgot his boot. Like he's like halfway through the season, he's just like, "Oh, I don't know what happened to my boot. Maybe I'll have to go back and find it sometime." That'd be really funny. The blood connection is the reason. Yeah, well, you're gonna have to like prove that. Show me the source. Let's see. I wish. I'm thinking and hoping that Viren passing out in the end will mean that he's going to have some insightful dreams, like the ones Callum had when he did. Maybe. Yeah, maybe, Kelly. Yeah, because we actually, yeah, there's precedent for that. Because remember, he had that dream where he was remembering Erebos talking about Claudia as like an asset. So definitely, yeah, that could be definitely the route that they go. And we could even get maybe dreams from things we haven't seen in the show. We can see him and young Harrow or something like that. Get little glimpses into his backstory. Really humanize him before they kill him off again. Although maybe they won't kill him off again. You know, but probably. I'd cry if it was Terry's boot. I had so many theories. Yeah, well, I never really thought that we were ever going to get an explanation as to who that was. Because it's just a little bit of a too dark of a topic, I think, for the show to talk about. Like implied grisly murder, that's one thing, but actual murder, that's a little bit different. Although, I mean, they did kill off Ibis right there on screen, so you know, maybe not. Maybe it's not too bad. Rayla equals cat person. She does have cat person vibes. I don't remember who said it, but somebody said that Viren would learn the Star Arcanum. Maybe the dream could connect him to... Maybe that would be interesting. Because we still haven't even learned... Oh, man! We never even learned what the Earth Arcanum was this season, did we? We learned what the Moon Arcanum was, and then the Sky Arcanum in season... Oh, I guess those were both in season 2, weren't they? I would love to see young Viren and young Hera. Me too! I'm so onto that. Oh, hi, Derpington. I'm so on board with the idea of young Hera and young Viren. I think it could definitely hold its own story. There's a lot of killing and dying in the Dragon Prince. There really is. But usually it's done in like a tasteful off-screen kind of way. I think like the first straight-up murder we saw was when Soren stabbed Viren at the end of season 3. But that turned out to be a fake count. And it was just moths, his mortal enemy. Would possibly. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. But yeah. I think that would be great. Personally, I would love to see maybe a graphic novel exploring their friendship. You know, we could see Viren and Hera, and we could see young Sarai and their fourth secret friend that we don't know who he is because he turns out to be Callum's dad. And yeah, it could be a whole thing. It could be great. I know that Viren, I don't know if they've ever said exactly where he's from, but we know that his wife Lissa was from Delbar because Claudia mentions that. Claudia is like Viren giving beer to a recovering alcoholic, but he's still too unapologetic for me to forgive him for all of his attempted genocide and child abuse. Yeah, he's a long way off from that. He's gonna have to do a bit more than what he's done so far. We see Amaya throw several Sunfire Elves into lava. I guess so, but it's kind of like it's off. They don't really show it. Oh, then again, man, they killed Queen Kessa in like a horribly grisly way. You know, maybe the show is violent enough to like talk about who that boot was. Who knows? Maybe we'll get to find out in the Claudia / Rayla flashback episode that I'm hoping that they're going to do. Yeah, I think you're right, Misty. Man, the show is pretty violent. Now that I'm thinking about it. Let's see. Kelly says, I'm kind of sad we didn't get to see the other human kingdoms are up to. Like, yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Man, there's a really good chance that we're not going to get to see the other human kingdoms in this series because they've kind of set up in this season that they're going to have to go on this little scavenger hunt across Zadia to figure out where Erebos' prison is. So I don't really think I think there's a really good chance we're not going to go back to the human kingdoms until maybe the final season. And even then, maybe not then either. I mean, I would totally love to see the other human kingdoms, but I think there's a really good chance that we're not going to see them and that we're going to spend the rest of the series exploring Zadia. I have a feeling that Viren will switch to the good side, but Claudia stays on the bad side and works with others. Yeah, I completely agree. I think so too. And I think that I think Viren might try to like backstab Erebos, and then Erebos is going to like just annihilate him, like Dr. Manhattan to Rorschach, like just kabloosh, just destroy him, and then probably lie to Claudia about it. I don't know if this has already been asked, but do you think Terry will leave Claudia at some point? I do! I am predicting at the end of Season 5. If you say that's too soon, I'm going to say, yeah, everything's too soon because there's 9 episodes in a season. Nah, maybe the final season. I think we're definitely going to see... you guys remember in Avatar The Last Airbender with like Ty Lee and May leaving Azula? I think that's probably something like that's probably going to be what's happening. No cutting Erebos in half. Don't do that. Oh no. Ivora says I heard of a fan theory that was either Rayla or Soren would betray the good side. Yeah, I would be on board with a dark Rayla arc. That'd be really interesting to me. But you would really have to justify that. Like a lot of explanation and backstory would be needed to make that work. But I would be on board with it if they could pull that off. I would be okay with Rayla never getting back together, honestly. And then them just going like a different way and having their romance be kind of tragic. Erebos exploited the existing greed of humans to make them betray the unicorns and use dark magic. He used the existing pride of Xadians to feel superior. And he's going to come out on top. I think his plan is probably to like absorb all magical creatures and become God. That's just my guess. It just seems like something somebody with his ego would aspire to do. I have nothing, no evidence. It's just a shot in the dark. I'm hoping that the show will give Viren an atonement arc, but if they do, they'll need to pull an Endeavor from 𝐏𝐬𝐽𝐜. 𝐏𝐬𝐽𝐜. Oh, that's My Hero Academia, isn't it? You know, I watched the first 2 seasons of that, and I just never went back. Yeah, I would love an arc, but man, sadly, I don't think we're gonna have time for that. I don't think we're gonna have time. I think it's more likely that he's gonna turn to the good side, do like a big heroic sacrifice, and then die. Probably. That's because we don't have the time. 9 episodes. Ah, gosh, we have what? We now have what? 6 seasons. What is that? 9, 18, 27. We have 27 episodes left. Oof. So imagine if they did a whole season of his redemption arc. That would be 9 episodes. Oof. Spending an entire third of the show's remaining episodes with that as one of the plots. Maybe. I would love that because I love Viren, but I don't know if we've got time for that. One of these days, I'm going to go find Terry and bring him home. Yes, please. He needs to be protected. The show has gone against expectations many times. Yeah, that's true. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't redeem him. Maybe they'll just keep him as a bad guy. Do like a Zuko thing, where it looks like he's gonna turn good, then he's just bad, and then maybe he'll turn good again right at the end. Claudia might seem like she's destined to become the next Viren, but you have Callum, who has his own parallels to Viren, and Rayla, who's not obsessed with revenge. All 3 of them on a darker path. That would be dude. That would be really cool. And man, if we could do that, if we had the time to do that, I would be so on board. I just don't know if there's time to like have 3 characters, you know, crisscross on their like allegiances in a way that would be believable and narratively satisfying. I don't know if we've got the time for that. I would totally love it though. Yeah, 27 episodes left. Yeah, 27 episodes. So like, yeah. That's why I'm like, I think when I'm thinking about arcs, I'm a little concerned. I was hoping that by the end of this season, Viren would be on his redemption arc. Like, imagine this. Imagine at the end of the season, we've got Claudia and Terry. They're outside. They're like, "Where's Dad? Where is Dad?" And then they think he's dead. And then, because of the collapse, right? And then we cut back to the gang at the front. And then he walks out. And he goes, "Wait, I want to help." And then, boom. Stinger, end of season 4. There we go. Is he lying? Is he trying to trick them? Or is he really being genuine? Find out in the Dragon Prince season 5. But, you know, it's what it is. I could write my own version of season 4 any day. I think he's going to get into dark magic coma like Callum did. Maybe. That'd be really interesting. Then have like his like little like go on like a vision quest. Dark Rayla would make me so sad. Me too. But it would be It would make a lot of sense. I mean, she's had a pretty rough life. If you just separate her from her character and you just look at it like, parents abandoned her at a young age. The village treated her like garbage because her parents fled. She was trained by a cold, emotionally distant man who trained her to be a killer. Then she betrays her people and joins with the humans to return the 𝐂𝐧𝐝 before ultimately becoming obsessed with vengeance against the human man that ruined her life. Like, yeah, like I could definitely see all of those events contributing to her going down a full-blown kind of villain route, for sure. I sort of think that Terry will play a huge part in the final season. Yes, I agree. Now, if I was writing The Dragon Prince, and I put this super sweet, wholesome character with the villains, what I would be doing is setting that character up for a tragic death. I don't think that's probably what they're going to do in The Dragon Prince, but that would be so heart-wrenching. And that could be the kind of thing that puts Claudia on the final death path. Like, the path to destroy the heroes. The full-blown, hair, crazy hair Azula kind of thing. We could always hope that later seasons are a bit longer per episode. True. I think the final episode of season 3 is longer, isn't it? Isn't it like 30-something minutes? Got like an extra 10 minutes or something like that. The final battle. Erebos doesn't lie. He tells the version of the truth his victims want to hear. Oh, yeah, definitely. But he told Claudia he can revive Viren, but not that he would. Yeah. That's a good point. He can save him. But sure. Yeah, definitely. I don't think Sora and Callum would actually want to fight Claudia, though. And I feel that feeling would be mutual. Claudia would have to fall from that point, and I just don't see it. Yeah, I know what you mean. She needs that catalyst. The thing that pushes her over the edge. And I think that Terry leaving her might be the thing. If he dies, that would be even better. As far like I would be, don't get me wrong, like, not better like I want him to die, but like better like as far as like it being the tragic moment that pushes her over the edge. That's kind of more what I mean. What if Callum defeats Claudia and there's like a small sad moment between them before Claudia dies? That would be super sweet. Super sweet. I don't think Claudia is going to die, though. I don't think any of our initial cast members, besides maybe Soren, is going to die. I just don't think this is the... I just don't think they're going to do that. I think, as violent as the show is, as I've discovered during the stream, apparently, I don't think they'll kill off one of their teenage characters. If Terry, oh no! If Terry dies, that would be even better. Don't quote me on that. No. Oh no. I don't want Soren to die. Me neither. Me neither. So, basically, what it boils down to is Claudia, everything about her is about her family, right? Her connection to her dad and her brother. So what you need to do is, if you're a writer, what you need to do is you need to have you need to take that away or corrupt it in some way to so she can fully become a villain in her own right, an antagonist in her own right. Because right now she's just trying to save her dad, and she's not really trying to hurt anyone. If people are in the way of accomplishing her goals, then yeah, she'll do it. But it's not really something she's out to do. She doesn't hate Callum. She doesn't hate Rayla. And I think that she needs to hate them. And I think one of the ways that could work is if somehow they are responsible for Soren dying in some way. Not that they would kill him, but that somehow it could be misconstrued that way, misunderstood that way, or something like that. If Soren bites it because of Rayla Callum and Ezrin, that could be the thing that pushes her over the edge into Murderville. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see where they're going to go with this. I don't think she'll die. I'm 99% sure she's not going to die. I think the only character that's for sure going to bite it in the end is probably Erebos. Does anyone think we'll see the Archdragon of Ocean in Season 5? I think so. I think we will. Because I think where we're going to go is that... where's that place at? You guys know what I'm talking about? That place. That water place. We saw it on the map. It looks like it's where the tooth was pointing to. Oh no, sipping Vero Y. We better go. You better go then. Oh yeah, I've got some water with me. My throat's giving out. If Claudia doesn't hate Rayla after Rayla pushed Viren off a cliff, forcing her on her current quest, I don't know what... Yeah, you know, for real, though. Like, yeah, like, why isn't that a thing? I guess she doesn't know that? She wasn't there for that. Maybe she doesn't know. The Sea of Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, the Sea of, like the Castaway, or something like that, I think. Yeah, anyway... It looks like the next book is going to definitely be water-based. So, I think we even saw... Didn't we see the water archdragon in the flashback story that Zubeo was telling? So, they've already got the design and everything done for that character as well. I doubt Ez or Claudia is going to die. Everyone else has a 10% chance. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Like, I like to compare it to Avatar: The Last Airbender whenever I'm thinking about deaths. Some adults did it in that show. And then of course you have Jet died, so there's a little bit of a possibility, but it was very, very vague. I think we won't be so vague in this show though. Claudia still left the Dragang to die when Rex was angry. True, that is very true. And as Terry pointed out, the whole like tricking her and like threatening her to throw her family into the lava, and then like tricking her and switching it out with rocks was kind of cruel. So there's that. Although to be fair, to play devil's advocate on this one, technically Rayla never agreed to the deal. So Rayla is the only one who stabbed the dragon to make him angry. Yes, the Dark Rayla arc begins. How crazy would that be, though? Like if the reason she seems so weird and off and like in the background this season is because she's actually like on some completely separate mission that we the audience aren't even aware of. The one corny thing this season was the fart humor. It just felt like kindergarten humor. Is it just me? No, you're right. I'm not a big fart humor fan myself. Yeah, okay, so there's precedent. They've done these before. There's the one in season 1 where they're like walking behind. She's like, "Oh, your horse," and then she's like, "Wasn't the horse," implying fart, right? Then there was the Flatulilies in season 3, those that made the little fart noise. So they've done fart jokes before, but like, yeah, they did like a solid minute talking about farts. Like, and it was like in the middle of a scene where like Viren was having like PTSD flashbacks of his own death. So like it felt really out of place. I think mostly because of how long it was, and because it was like wedged right after a really dramatic moment with Viren. So I don't think the jokes were that bad for that part. I think it was more just like it was too long and like it came at like a bad time. That whole like Terry's fart joke thing. Like, yeah. Kelly says, especially since Claudia's whole deal with in her talk with Soren was that humans were treated horribly, that they can't do magic naturally, and now that this is an opportunity for humans to learn magic. Yeah, Even if Rayla complied, Claudia would steal her family anyway. If Terry knew Claudia better, wouldn't surprise him she'd do that. Maybe. Yeah, definitely maybe. Maybe. Yeah, and that definitely did seem like kind of like an unnecessarily mean thing for her to do. So it seems reasonable. Rayla's obsessed with vengeance, and the vengeance has been constantly depicted as one of the great evils in the show. Harold killed him. Shoot. Misty, you're onto something. You're onto something. Yeah. That would be super interesting. I would be fascinated with a dark Rayla arc. That'd be super cool. I don't know if we've got time for it, unless it's like gonna be like part of the rest of the show. But yeah, that'd be super cool. As somebody who has really bad arachnophobia, anything to get my mind off of that was very welcome. I didn't mind the humor. They were trying to stop him from having a panic attack. Yeah. It doesn't really work with me. Whenever I'm having like an anxiety attack or something like that, anybody tries to try to cheer me up, it just makes it worse. But they probably don't know. They don't know that. They're trying their best. And their heart is in the right spot. For sure. But yeah, I didn't mind the humor. A lot of people complained about the humor. And besides that one part there, and maybe the flossing joke in episode 1, that's fine. But I've always kind of had the humor in the show has always been a little hit or miss with me. Like everyone's favorite joke, the one where Callum goes boomerang and he looks at the boomerang. That I cringe at that every time, because I'm just like they couldn't write a joke, so instead they're just like, oh, remember the boomerang, guys? The voice actor played Sokka. And then if you don't know that, then in context it makes no sense. Like an example of how the show does that joke right is earlier on, I think in episode 1 or 2, Haru goes, winter is coming eventually, but they're literally talking about winter. So in context it makes sense why he would say winter is coming. But if you know Game of Thrones, then also the line, it has there's a joke there. But him just going boomerang and staring at it for 15 seconds, there's no explanation why he would do that. Unless he literally is the reincarnation of Sokka somehow. That would be pretty wizard. Let's see. Also, the time that Rayla and Callum were about to talk and got interrupted by Soren doing a callback joke. Oh yeah. Yeah, ding 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 ding. I never watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, so I don't notice any of these things. Oh yeah. Hey, you should definitely check it out. I think it's on Netflix. It's super good. It doesn't get to the really juicy stuff until the second season, though. So it's pretty much just a fun, lighthearted action adventure show. And then the stuff that the really, really meaty, juicy stuff that people really love about the show, that's mostly in seasons 2 and 3. So, but yeah, definitely check it out. What if Terry begs for mercy, and Tupea knows it was him who killed Ibis and helped Claudia steal from her house? He doesn't know he killed her steward, Zim's babysitter, and did treason. Maybe. I wonder if Callum's new design is hinting at his death. We know Ibis dies, and he kind of stole his hair. So maybe he's still fearing. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, because he's wearing his hair and his clothes, and technically both of them have died, because Viren died already once. Maybe, could be, definitely could be. No matter how this ends, I'm already have headcanon of Callum in the future teaching humans how to do magic. It will be interesting to see if Callum gets what Viren always wanted, to be renowned. Yes, I'm so on board with that. I love the idea of humans doing magic, but not by not because there's some kind of curse or something, but by learning to respect the natural world and understanding the ways of their former enemies, the elves, and working together, learning how to understand. That's how they get the magic back. I love it. I wonder what Dark Rayla would look like. I doubt she would turn on her friends. More likely she'd go rogue and abandon Callum again. Yeah, I don't think she would hurt them. No, no, no. Callum's hair is just more up now, like Ezrin suggested. Hey, that would be a great little meme video. Be like, you should wear it up. And then, like, just like hard cut to his new haircut. Callum dying is a Grim Reaper for him to cosplay Viren. Oh, Grim Reason, Grim Reaper, Grim Reason for him to cosplay. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of grim. Yeah, yeah, no kidding, no kidding. Callum is the Grim Reaper. Now that's a fan theory right there. It's like a I could do like a really serious like film essay. Is Callum the Grim Reaper? I'll do that thing where I'll start and stop a lot while I'm talking. The Grim Reaper dates all the way back to ancient mythology. Callum comes from the word sky, which is Latin. Now, according to 𝐁𝐳, the director of photography for Pirates of the Caribbean, it would seem that the sky is the place where the birds live. And if the birds live, then the ocean is the place where they die. Callum means sky, and in season 8, he'll go into the ocean where he'll die. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm doing. This is a weird bit. I don't know. In the Battle Charge game, there's actually an alternate Callum deck available. We play the Dark Callum. Really? I did not know that. That's really interesting. I don't know anything about Battle Charged. I do not own it. I have Tales of Xadia, which I like quite a bit. But yeah, I don't know anything about that. We saw what looked like a Scallop Shell City, which we could be traveling to in the next season. Absolutely. I'm like 99% sure that the next one is going to be Ocean. 99% sure. My biggest reason is because of the tooth. It looks like it's that place in the Sea of the Castaway. And beyond that, we also see the Archdragon of the ocean in the flashback sequence where Zubea is telling the story. Which means that from a production standpoint, the people making the show have already designed that character. Which means that she's probably next up on the docket. We could be traveling there next season. Illuminati confirmed. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no. Okay, so it looks like my little poll we've got up there. Looks like we're at 46% yes on Stella being evil, and 54% still no. So the no's still have it so far. But we have to wait and see. Alrighty, so I think I'll take a few more questions, and then I'm going to log off for the night. I am losing my voice. I have Battle Charge and I don't know how to play it, and my friends make up their own rules. There you go. That's how you do it. Bro, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! For years with my friends and just made up the rules before getting into tournament play. So, like, I had no idea. Actually, I don't think the Druid Gang got the map, did they? I don't know. I don't remember now all of a sudden. Did they? Did they get the tooth? Shoot, I can't think of it all of a sudden. They might have seen it, but maybe they didn't get it. Oh, man. Gosh, the people who complain about this season being a waste of time are going to really complain. if it turns out that like they went on this whole quest to Rex Igneous, and then they just end up going like a different way. Like, well, we'll try the Mirror of Seeing, and that could reveal to us the next part of her journey. Nah. But maybe. See, Battle Charge is pretty simple. Each team has 2 characters. That's pretty cool. I wonder if anybody's put it on Tabletop Simulator yet, because that'd be fun to play online with some people. I don't have like friends in IRL who really like the Dragon Prince. Like some of them who have seen it, but like nobody like who loves the show like I do. It'd be pretty cool. I got 𝐀𝐧𝐝 𝐅𝐸𝐴. I need to play that more. It's pretty rad. I like it's very rules light, which is pretty cool. But it's also like really like it takes some getting used to. Like if you've only ever played like Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, there's a lot of like stuff it's gonna be difficult to wrap your brain around. But like it's a super simple game. A friend says Callum dodged a bullet with Claudia. I mean, she seems to be treating Terry really well. Like, they seem pretty happy together. Do you guys think that they only introduced Terry to crush the Cladavos shippers? Rayla is going to love the map to lead to the middle of the ocean. Yeah, that'd be a great moment for her to have like character growth. Be like, all right, Rayla, you can wait here. We'll go in there. And she'd be like, no, I'm going in myself. And it turns out she's like, it's just water. And then it's just like to illustrate how much she's grown. She's no longer afraid of the water. Maybe like that would be a great time to have like a little flashback episode. They get onto the water. They start rowing to the place, and then meanwhile the villains are also rowing to the same place, and then they take that time to exchange backstories. Here's what I was up to for the last 2 years. We hear from Rayla. Meanwhile, in the B plot, we have Claudia explaining how she met Terry. Nothing can stop the shippers. That's true. Nothing will stop them. There's still people out there making Zutara videos. It's been like 12 years. Oh, man. How about Kareem asked Reagan for help to betray Janai? That'd be pretty cool. And he would probably do it. He'd be pretty upset about the whole, like, human thing. And he could breathe fire on the Sunfire Elves, since I think Sunfire Elves are immune to fire. So he could, like, fly over the encampment, roast everything, and only hurt the humans. They're going to have to hire villas again. Yeah, with the D being silent. You can watch Raquel Belmonte and Jack DeSena play it on YouTube. The video is very funny. Yeah, I saw one where they all switched roles around, and they had I think watching Raquel try to do Rayla's accent cracked me up. Although she was doing better than me by a large margin. How Terry and Claudia met headcanon, either one of them fell out of a tree. Yeah, that'd be funny. Do another flashback episode while this. Exactly, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah, definitely. You know, it's like poetry, it rhymes. You know, each stanza kind of rhymes, echoes the last one. I still want Zubea in the teal? Claudia just helped Terry with his transition. Maybe. What if Kapoor appears to Viren in a dream? Kipar? I think it's Kipar. Kapar, yeah. Kapar appears to Viren in a dream, and that's how we're introduced to him. Maybe. I don't know if we're actually going to see him in the show, because I know he's getting put into Puzzle House, but I don't know if we'll see him in the show, because he's going to be in the Human Kingdoms. Maybe in a flashback or a dream. Yeah, maybe we could see him in a dream. I don't think Sunfire Elves are immune to fire, since we saw a few of them die in lava. Huh. That's a good point. Maybe they have to be in the... Well, no, they were in the Sunfire Elf form when they were attacking there, weren't they? Maybe they're fine. Maybe they didn't die in the lava. Maybe they swam out. Not enough flashbacks. We need more Yes, Kelly, we do. Hopefully, season 5 will get some. The middle of the story would be a great time. I say the middle because season 4, 5, and 6 are an arc of their own. So we've got the beginning, middle, end. And then we've got whatever the last season is going to be. So it'll be really interesting. Didn't they release Kipar's design at 2021? I think they did. I think I remember seeing it. I remember them showing the name at least. At this point, it's all just like all the information about the show is just like sludge in my brain. I reckon Viren is in a dark magic coma like Callum was since he did dark magic again for the first time, and that's how we'll see Kapar Puzzle House will come out before the season 5 to tease him. Yeah, that'd be super cool. Yeah, I'd be down with that. I still want 𝐊𝐼 in the team. She would be as if 𝐉𝐴𝐼𝐼𝐼 was on their side. Yeah. In fact, she might be too powerful. Like the writers need to like write her out of the story somehow, because like she's probably too strong to have around. Like like in The Hobbit, J.R.R. Tolkien had to like just be like, and then Gandalf left for stuff. He had important wizarding things to do, because basically J.R.R. Tolkien had to get rid of Gandalf because Gandalf was just so powerful that in order for like the dwarves and Bilbo to have their adventure appropriately, they couldn't really have Gandalf with them. And it's kind of a similar thing with this, where it's like you can't really keep 𝐊𝐼 around. She's probably too strong. So like you kind of want to like having her not be able to fit through the human side hole in the mountain was a great way to deal with it for this season. But I don't know what they're gonna do next season. Remember, like the example I was just giving earlier about them like being in a boat. Why would they be in a boat if 𝐊𝐼 can just fly them directly to where they need to go? I would actually rather 𝐁𝐼𝐼 go back to Catullus and come to his own as king. I feel like him traveling on the expedition was weird. I agree. He and you know, like I would be okay if 𝐁𝐼𝐼 was in 2 episodes of season 4 and then he just stayed in Catullus as the rest of them left, and we didn't cut back to Catullus. We didn't see what he was up to. We just kind of left him out of this story. I would be okay with that. I would also have been okay if Rayla didn't show up until the end of the season. Personally, did anyone else notice that 𝐊𝐼's voice was totally the same as Celestia from MLP? I did notice that. I've actually heard her in a lot of different things. If Viren has a dark magic coma, I want it to be like the game Spec Ops on the line. It was a good game, but the protagonist had a tragic... maybe. I don't know. Gosh, that's probably a little too dark for the show. Also, everyone likes to talk about how he committed genocide, but I'm pretty sure Viren has never committed genocide, strictly speaking. Like, by definition, has not done that. He killed... he was complicit in killing the Magma Titan, but he didn't kill it. He didn't deal a killing blow. He also was complicit in killing Thunder, who was an enemy in war. So yeah, I just don't think, strictly speaking, like by definition, he has not done that. I did in like the first 5 minutes. Yeah. Anyone else notice 𝐊𝐼? Oh yeah, I did in the first 5. Oh, I thought you were a different person. You're responding to your own thing. That'd be great. Sol Reagan will challenge for the throne or something. That'd be super cool. But and here's my thing, Lord Dormington. I was complaining about this, I think, before you came out here. I don't know if we've got the time for that, man. Like, I don't know if we've got the time for, like, our Viren redemption arc. I don't know if we have time to see 𝐊𝐼, to add another storyline in where, like, 𝐊𝐼 and Sol are battling for the throne in the similar way as the Ashen Blood I would totally love to see that, but I don't know if we've got time for that. Like, I would love to see that, but I don't know if we got time for that. Oh, and since Celestia can sing, 𝐷𝐵 is singing at some point. That'd be pretty cool. I would love to have like a sad, somber song moment. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I would love that. Earthblood Elves are lucky 𝐷𝐵 wasn't there when taming and hurting 𝐷𝐵. They'd. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, she'd burn down the whole. She'd burn down the whole place. Although, have we seen? Does the lightning set fire? Have we ever seen the lightning breath cause fire in the show? I don't know if we have. I don't know if that's how that works. I know in real life that's how that works, but I don't know if in the fictional universe. Musical episode, yes. I pitched my idea for a musical episode the other day, and it was a bad pitch. But yes, I'm so on board with the musical episode. Let's go. You know what the funniest joke in season 4 was for me? The part where 𝐷𝐵 falls off the cliff, and then they're all sad, and he's like next to him, and he puts his hand on 𝐬𝐻's shoulder, like, "What you looking at, bro?" I laughed so hard at that. Like I did not think for a second 𝐷𝐵 was dead, because my bro fell. And he's got wings. So, like, yeah, that's not going to be the thing. But to just be like this, just the comedy timing of that was so good. 𝐷𝐵 would eat the Earthblood Elves. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Do they eat people? I don't know if they eat people. We have Ibis showing... you know, now I'm wondering... Are the dragons carnivores in the universe of the Dragon Prince? Because we never really saw them eat anybody, but we did see him have to eat like fruits and vegetables. Eat vegetables from Ibis, right? Maybe they are vegetarians like the elves in this universe. They don't eat meat. I mean, they could be omnivores too. It'd be interesting. I doubt they will bring back Soul. However, we did see Domina having issues with 𝐷𝐵. In the way that Rex did with 𝐉𝐴ZANDUM. Domina? I don't know who you're talking about. Who's that? I don't know who that is. Is that a character from the show? I need a Rayla and Callum duet. Yes, Luna Moon 66. Let's go. Yeah, you're right, Lord Durbington. That's correct. Strictly, by definition, if they eat vegetables, they are not carnivores. That is true. So, omnivores or herbivores, yeah, for sure. Imagine if season 5 starts 2 years later again. Oh no, Jonesy, don't you do that! Oh my God, no! What if season 5 comes back and like in the 2 years Erebos has been dealt with? like we come back, they're all 2 years older, and like all of the conflicts set up are just gone because they solved them off screen. Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, the Archdragon is named Domina. Domina, maybe? Domina? That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I'd be down. I'm sure that there's gonna be a moment where like all the dragons are together, and like Ellis and small boy Ellis, Earthblood Elvis, Elvis is gonna show up in season 5. You heard it from here first, folks. 2-year time skip between all the seasons going forward. Oh no! Nobody manifests that. Nobody. No. Oh no. Oh jeez. 𝐷𝐵 eats leeches and a butterfly. That's true. He does eat the leeches. That is a good point. But so does 𝐷𝐿ujane, and 𝐷𝐿ujane is a vegetarian. So, do bugs count? I know some vegetarians don't count bugs as meat. This is a very, very gray area. This is super niche. New season starts, and then halfway through episode 2, they'll do a 4-year time skip. That would be trippy. I'm calling that Earthblood kid Elvis now. I legit always forget his name, and I just call him not Ellis. I would have preferred it to be Ellis. Ellis and Ava. Bring them on back. What is she doing there in the Drakewood? I don't know. I don't know why she's there, but be interesting. Lujane is a vegetarian. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she is, because I know it's moon shadow elf culture. They are all vegetarians. But it is possible that she's not. I know on her table filled with illusions, she did have like a whole ham, but that was illusion ham, so it doesn't count. Elvis the Hiccup Haddock wannabe. Yeah, that sounds good. Could be pescatarian. Yeah, maybe. Apologize by letting Zim eat him. Yeah, interesting apology. Claudia versus Erebos next season? I don't think so. I think the season might end with Erebos being freed, but I also think that there's a really good chance that he's also still not going to be freed until the next season. Grubs are not veggies. Yeah, that's true. But now I'm trying to think if they strictly said that she was a vegetarian or not. I know that Earthblood elves are not Earthblood. Moonshine elves are vegetarian. That is canon. But I mean, there's no law that says somebody can't violate that. Yeah, maybe she is a vegetarian. She just feeds her visitors the same stuff as she pays her fat bird. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know if we see her take a bite in that scene. I'm gonna have to go back and check that. I can't wait to see how Runan deals with the 𝐉𝐸𝐿𝐼𝐻 and Slow Burn when he gets out. Maybe he won't have to. Maybe they won't get back together until like way later. By the time Erebos gets freed, I'm dead. Maybe, probably. 3 more years between seasons. we'll get to season 7 in like 2031. Actually, no, that's not even right. It would be even later, wouldn't it? It'd be like 2034, I think. Delicious iced cream. Yeah. I'm really hyped to see how Erebos gets out of his prison. Me too. Me too. Alright, guys. Well, this has been so much fun talking Season 4 with you. I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to have to bid you all adieu. Thanks for watching. And I'll have to do this again soon. Maybe next month I'll do another stream. This is fun. I need to do this more. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.